What would you do if the only way you could save your loved ones was to hand your body over to the very demon that's been waiting to extinguish your soul and take control of your body? That's the exact gamble that Boruto makes in Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 25. Faced with the unstoppable Jura, this monster who shrugged off even Kawaki's best attacks using Ishiki's attack power, Boruto does something unthinkable. He approaches Momoshiki, the very Otsutsuki who's been trying to possess him since his childhood, and offers him control of his body in exchange for killing Jura. This is one of the most shocking moves that Boruto's ever made, not because he is weak, but because he is finally willing to risk everything, even his identity, if it means protecting his friends and the shinobi world. But the real question is this: does Boruto truly plan to let Momoshiki take over, or is there a deeper trap at play? Today, we're going to be breaking down why Boruto may have a master plan in place for Momoshiki, how this deal does mirror Sukuna and Yuji Itadori from Jujutsu Kaisen, how Japanese folklore, in particular the legend of Momotaro the Peach Boy, may hold a key to understanding Boruto's hidden strategy that I've not seen people talk about. Just like Sasuke once laid a trap for Orochimaru, Boruto may be one step ahead of the very demon inside of him. Join me in today's newest Naruto Explained video where your OBC, your original Boruto chief, that being me, goes into detail about why this looming deal of Boruto versus Momoshiki is a much bigger problem for Boruto than you may have realized, and it could potentially set the stage for Boruto to face Momoshiki in that glorious winner-take-all scenario later on down the line. Also, the chapter review should be out either tomorrow or the day after this, depending on when you're seeing this video. Aiming for the 18th to drop the video, so keep that in mind as you're watching this. We did suffer a small setback because we had some crackhead losers who broke into my car trying to steal my car, which delayed getting the review done, but the editor is working on the review right now to get the quality you guys have been used to for the chapter reviews, and we're going to break that rule about dropping the day of the official release, which is the 20th this month. So heads up on regarding terms of that. Also, don't forget to check out my new Gachi Akira video explaining every raider in the series on my Anime Explained channel, which is safe for anime only fans or people who are curious about the series, which that will be linked in the description and the end credits for those you guys who are interested. So Boruto's already proven he's on a different level compared to all the past shinobi. In just his base alone, he's stronger than Jigen, the very same Jigen who, if you say his name 3 times fast, Jigen, Naruto and Sasuke fans, they get scared because he dismantled Naruto and Sasuke in 5 hits, proving without a shadow of a doubt he was him. But when Jura entered into the picture, all bets were off. Jura isn't just some random Otsutsuki fodder that people are used to when they talk about Boruto characters. He is the perfected Shinju with Shibai cells, Code's chakra, Ishiki's essence. He is a godlike presence, a godlike predator, immune to even Ishiki's most devastating attacks coming from Kawaki. But when Boruto turns to Momoshiki in their shared mental plane, it's not out of weakness. It's out of sheer desperation. Boruto knows he cannot afford to lose, not when his father's legacy, his friends, and the entire shinobi world, it is at stake. The shocking part isn't that Boruto offers Momoshiki control, it's that Boruto's fully aware of the risk, offering the keys to his body to someone who already vowed to snuff out his soul. That tells us something critical. Boruto wouldn't do this unless he already had conditions or a safeguard in mind. And that brings me to the Sukuna and Yuji Itadori parallel, which I'm not going to go into spoilers for this. So if you're into Jujutsu Kaisen, you are free of spoilers for this. So this deal feels eerily similar to what fans of Jujutsu Kaisen went through. Remember when Yuji Itadori made contact with Sukuna in season 1? In exchange for reviving Itadori after a fatal blow, Sukuna was allowed to take over Yuji's body at will for 1 minute at a time. However, it was whenever he wanted to do so. But there's a catch. Sukuna didn't honor that deal the way that Yuji expected. He twisted the contract to his advantage, and He betrayed Yuji when it mattered most, which you'll find out how that's done in season 3 of the anime. Boruto's situation, it mirrors this perfectly. Momoshiki has everything to gain and no reason to keep his word once he gets control. But unlike Yuji, Boruto's not naive. He's actually smart. He's incredibly smart and he's incredibly perceptive. He grew up with shinobi like Naruto teaching him, as well as Sasuke taking him under his wing, Kashin Koji taking him under his wing. He was taught to always expect betrayal from enemies such as this. That means Boruto is far more likely to have laid down strict conditions or even a trap before he even offered Momoshiki such a tempting bargain. It goes back to the 48 laws of power. One of the laws is, to paraphrase, be cautious of the easy meal. If it's as easy as it looks, it's not worth having. Those conditions, they may look like this. Momoshiki cannot harm Boruto's loved ones. Momoshiki must leave Earth if he ever takes full control of Boruto's body. And if Momoshiki breaks that deal, Boruto has a failsafe ready to erase him permanently. That last part, it could be crucial. Boruto could potentially have some kind of a sealing jutsu set up. After all, he learned all these different jutsu that Boruto from multiple other timelines that never came into existence was able to learn. There is a possibility there's something that the Uzumaki clan had that Boruto would have been able to learn in a possible scenario. That could be something that gets applied here at Momoshiki. And that brings me to the Momotaro Peach Boy connection. So let's rewind to the roots of Momoshiki's name, because like all the Otsutsuki, Momoshiki's name, it can be traced back to some kind of a folklore. All of them, from Hagoromo to that Thought Kaguya to Ishiki to Momoshiki, all of them have Japanese folklore influences, or they directly tie in the case of Hagoromo and Hamura, to a folklore directly tied to their partner. In that case, that would be Hagoromo and Hamura's mother, Kaguya. So Momotaro is the emphasis for Momoshiki. Momo means peach. Shiki can mean ceremony, form, or style. It is a direct reference to that Japanese folklore, Momotaro the Peach Boy. In the story, Momotaro is born from within a peach, and he grows into a hero who sets out to defeat a band of demons, or Oni. With the help of his allies, a dog, a monkey, and a peasant, he tricks and overpowers the demons, taking back all the treasures that they had stolen. Now, think about this from Boruto's context. Momoshiki is the Oni, the demon inside of the Peach Boy, Boruto. That is where they have a inverse, if you will. But what if Boruto, like Momotaro, is actually the one setting up the trap? By offering Momoshiki exactly what he wants, freedom and control, Boruto might be luring him into a scenario where Momoshiki believes he's won, only for Boruto to turn the tables. This would mirror Sasuke's actions with Orochimaru. Remember how Sasuke allowed Orochimaru to bring him into the hideout, train him, and etc. But when the time came for Orochimaru to take over his body, Sasuke double-crossed him. And that ended up with Sasuke flipping Orochimaru's living corpse jutsu back on him. Sasuke was taking Orochimaru into his being instead, because Sasuke used the jutsu of the Uchiha clan. That's the shackling stakes demonic illusion jutsu, the same thing that Itachi used on Orochimaru. Sasuke used it on Orochimaru too. So basically, when Sasuke did that to Orochimaru, he flipped everything on him. Boruto potentially has the same strategy, playing the role of the Peach Boy who tricks the demon. Again, I think we might see Boruto with a sealing jutsu. That is possible. And I want to take it a step further. That Sasuke precedent is there, outsmarting the parasite that is trying to take advantage of the youngling. The youngling in this case being Boruto. In Sasuke's case, it was Sasuke is the youngling as well. Because going all the way back to Boruto Part 1, we were told that Naruto saw a lot of Sasuke and Boruto, and there are parallels there with them, so it makes sense that this is the direction it goes. The Naruto series already showed us that type of strategy is possible. Sasuke pretended to submit to Orochimaru, only to strike when Orochimaru was most vulnerable, sealing him away inside of him instead of becoming his next vessel. Eventually Orochimaru got out, but that's neither here nor there. So Boruto's cut from that same cloth. He's watched how shinobi have dealt with beings like Momoshiki. He's likely heard this story from Sasuke, or he knows about it. He knows about demons and manipulators. It's entirely in character for him to play along. Let Momoshiki think that he's won and then flip the table when the time is right. He's not naive anymore. And narratively, that makes a lot of sense. Boruto's journey, it isn't just about raw strength. It's about cunning, adaptability, and outsmarting the very fate that Momoshiki told him he couldn't escape. He told him those blue eyes would take everything from you, and Boruto did lose everything, but the one thing he didn't do was fall into despair. Even though a lot of that came from Sasuke stepping in to save him, and that gave Boruto the mental strength needed to overcome it, the end of the day takeaway is that Boruto still overcame it. Boruto's resilient. Boruto is not going to allow himself to fall in a situation where Momoshiki can get away with backstabbing him. So what better way to prove Momoshiki wrong than to beat him at his own game, than for Boruto to be the one who gets control of Momoshiki's power and shoves Momoshiki into a corner the same way that Momoshiki said he would do to Boruto. Now, what happens if, say, Boruto does lose this gamble with Momoshiki? So, to play devil's advocate, let's look at the other possibility. What if Boruto's trap fails and Momoshiki does take control, and Momoshiki does do exactly what he said in part 1, which is shove Boruto in the corner to his own mind, and Momoshiki lives out the rest of Boruto's days as Boruto Tsuki? So that would throw the story into absolute chaos. Jura might be defeated, but the Earth will have a new monster, Momoshiki, now wielding Boruto's body, intellect, jutsu, legacy. Imagine Momoshiki with Flying Raijin and Rasengan Uzuhiko. That outcome, it would be crazy. It would mirror Sukuna's betrayal of Yuji Itadori that leads to devastating consequences for everyone that Boruto loves, just as Sukuna went on his rampage in season 2 of the anime. However, narratively, Boruto can't afford to lose everything here. The entire series has been setting up this outline, this path for Boruto, this symbolism that he has the ability to defy destiny, the very destiny that Momoshiki claimed was unavoidable. That makes it far more likely that Boruto has already accounted for this possibility, making his deal more of a calculated risk than a desperate surrender. Boruto's deal with Momoshiki is one of the boldest, riskiest moves we've ever seen in the Naruto franchise. On the surface, it looks like desperation, handing control to the very demon that wants his soul. But when you peel back the layers, it mirrors classic shinobi tactics, Japanese folklore, and even modern anime parallels like Yuji and Sukuna. Just like Momotaro tricked all those demons, and just like Sasuke outsmarted Orochimaru, Boruto may be setting up a trap for Momoshiki, ensuring that if the demon ever betrays him, it'll be Momoshiki who pays the ultimate price. Because at the end of the day, Boruto isn't just fighting Jura or the Shinju, he's fighting the very idea of fate itself. And if there's one thing that Boruto's proven, it's that he'll risk everything, even his own body, to protect the people that he loves. So the question is Boruto really making a deal with the devil, or is he luring the demon into the trap of the lifetime? Let me know down in the comment section below, do you think that Boruto is truly desperate enough to hand himself over to Momoshiki, or is this all part of a larger plan? Also, if you like this video, subscribe and comment down below. Click here on the left to check out my new Gachi Akita video on my Anime Explained channel, or click here for the chapter review if that is up on the channel by the time you guys are seeing this video.